Blast me to the Ramazus system. It's time for the Mad Merlins Warhammer 40,000 Imperium Journey, issue 89, full coverage. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Mad Merlins Warhammer 40,000 Imperium Journey. And today we are on the last two issues, so let's get started with issue 89. So this brings us our second Inquisitor if you are a subscriber, first Inquisitor if you are just collecting the collection. We get a little bit of a fold out about the final battle of the Ramazus system, and we got some interesting articles and a story as well. So before we dive into anything, don't forget to of course like the video if you are enjoying the content, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as it's the only way you can keep up to date with all my mad content. Finally, don't forget to check all the links in the description down below, including my social medias where I post regular hobby updates, and of course the Mad Merlins Patreon. So, here we go then, let's dive into issue 89 and Inquisitor Lord Kyria Draxus. And we'll start things off by taking a look at the frame. So, it's a single frame, and we also get a, if I can pick it up, 32mm base for her to go on. But here we have the frame. So she isn't in that many components. I think it's 10 in total, including her head there. So she's pretty ornate. She has a lot of dead animal bits on her. She's got a giant alien skull there. Inquisitorial symbol on her waistband there. Grenades. Very ornate looking power armor. Looks pretty nice. She's a bit of a radical Inquisitor as well, because she uses Xenotech, but as she's a member of the Ordo Xenos, she does see that as okay. A nice inquisitorial symbol there engraved into her power pack. We got her little alien dragon creature, Shang, there. We flip her over, we can see the other side. So there's her head. Aquila branded into her forehead. All sorts of extra details around the side of her head there. There, that's better. Got like a plate earring there. Very cool face. She is a bareheaded lady. Yeah. Big old purity seal there on the shuriken pistol, which I'm guessing she thinks makes it okay to use. But yeah, really cool model. Looking forward to building and painting her. I've actually been planning on getting hold of her ever since she came out. She was an awesome model when she got first revealed back in the Pariah Nexus campaign. I forget the name of it. But it was the campaign leading up to the 9th edition launch. Psychic Awakening, that's it. Yeah. She was released alongside a lot of the Psychic Awakening stuff. And yeah. Really wanted to pick her up back then. Never got around to it. Glad that they included her in this magazine series. So that's the frame. Let's take a look through issue 89 then. Here we have issue 89, and front and foremost we got a picture of Inquisitor Kyria Draxus there, crushing a heretic with a power fist while Shang is screaming into its face. So we got a collect article, building and painting article, and we have a battle with her, and we also got her rules as well. So, full list for this issue, we have Lord Inquisitor Kyria Draxus and a System at War, which is our fold-out. We have Warzone Orgware, and we have a short story called Converging Fates featuring Kyria Draxus. Excuse me. We have our build and paint article for her, her data sheet, and a Void Battle, which is our campaign mission for the issue. So, here we have Lord Inquisitor Kyria Draxus. Kyria Draxus has spent her career scouring the galaxy for intelligence on the Necron foe and foiling their plots. She is a radical, not above allying with other Xenos races should her goals align with theirs. This attitude puts her at odds with many of her fellow Inquisitors. Yet, with the Silent King's forces in ascendancy, Draxus's expertise will surely prove vital in the conflicts to come. So, as she is an Inquisitor, she has access to all the usual stuff that the Inquisition has. So she has a refractor field, which gives her a little bit of added protection. She also has the ability to waiver any laws, and that includes using Xenos tech. So she has Dirge Singer here, which is a Aeldari shuriken, sanctified by a purity seal. She uses it as the Aeldari and herself both have a hatred for the Necrons. She has Shang, which is a Wyvak, a psychic creature that has a link with her. She can use the creature to peer across the battlefield, linking their minds together and using the creature's eyes as if they were her own. And she has paralysis grenades, so a lot of Inquisitors carry these to help stun their foes to make them easier to catch. She's part of the Ordo Xenos, so throughout this magazine we've seen a lot of Ordo Xenos Inquisitors, Gallius Shang with his inquisitorial reports, and now we got Lord Inquisitor Kyria Draxus here. So yeah. We can't name her as she has only just the one name, which is Lord Inquisitor Kyria Draxus. But we can detail why she is actually fighting here in the Ramazus system. So we've got Shatter the Courts, Drive Them Back, or Psychic Assault. Each one has 3 submissions for you to complete throughout the games you use her in, and you tick off each time you do so. So you can, of course, photocopy this and have it so that she does all 3 of them over the course of various games. So yeah, it's all up to you how you want to use it. It's a nice little fun thing to add to the games as well. So, moving on then, we've got a war zone. This is Orgware, seeing the brand new Leagues of Votann facing off against the heretic forces of Chaos. The emergence of the Great Rift shook the Leagues of Votann to their foundations. Entire holds disappeared in warp storms, trade routes were severed, and the kin were driven into new conflicts. So, goes on to detail how the kin of the leagues have referred to the Great Rift as the Ogre, which or Orgware as they call it, which is pretty much a good way to class the Cataclysm. So yeah, we have a map according to the leagues here. We have Orgware, the actual rip across the galaxy there. A little bit there about Uta the Destined, one of the most accomplished heroes of the Greater Furian League. Karl Uta the Destined led the counter-offensive against the invading tides of Chaos. And yeah, we got a bit more information about their interactions with Chaos, including a duel between a Chaos Lord and Uta the Destined there. Our short story for the issue then is Converging Fates. No agent of the Imperium despises the Necrons with the same intensity as Lord Inquisitor Kyria Draxus. Pursuing leads that may alert her to the Necrons' next target, Draxus and her companion Shang explore the ruins of an invaded world, now utterly devoid of life. So it's a really nice short story that shines a spotlight on Inquisitor Draxus and her rivalry with her most hated enemy, Nemazor Zandrek. So we see that she encounters various different canoptic constructs throughout her exploration. And there is, of course, the remains of one of Zandrek's many laboratories where he has done experiments on various species. And yeah, a few other characters we get to meet. So Overlord Katek, who is reporting to Zarus on behalf of the Silent King. Yeah, really nice short story. We get to see two sides of the same thing. And here we have a nice picture of the classic Aluminous Zarus model. So yeah, I will be showing a picture of the classic model in my next video, as I'll be painting mine up in the classic scheme. Moving on, we have our build guide even for Kyria. So yeah, she is a fairly simple model to put together. Start by gluing her right leg on to her main torso, then her left leg. Power pack, sandwiching her right arm between the two halves of the torso. Then we glue her power fist parts together with Shang's wing on her left arm, gluing it on, putting her head on, and then finally the remaining part of Shang. And there she is, looking really nice. So next up is, of course, the paint guide for her. So we want to start by getting a solid coat of Abaddon Black all over her. Then we start picking out the metal details before picking out certain areas in Corax White. So this is mainly her flesh, Dirge Singer, and the wings on Shang, and some of the other pipes. Then we're using Runelord Brass, so we're picking out some of the Inquisitorial icons, the skulls along her belt and grenade, and the metallic details on Dirge Singer there. Rakoff flesh is used for the inside of her cloak, any skulls or organic skulls, not metallic ones, should I say, and any parchment on the model. String of pink is used for one purity seal, then Mephiston red is used to paint her cloak. Macragge blue is used to pick out all the colours on Shang's skin and the scales. And you can use a thin tipped brush to pick out the vein, the membrane on the wing there as well. If you do make a mistake, you can always touch up with a little bit of Corax White. Then we're applying Nuln Oil pretty much all over the entire model. Then Cryptic Armor Shade Gloss to shade the Runelord Brass details. Ryken Flesh Shade for her face. And then finally Agrax Earth Shade for the red of the cape, the bone, skull on her shoulder pad, and the Purity Seal cloth. Next, we're picking out highlights, so the joints in her armour and the teeth on the skull on the shoulder pad are done in Mechanica Standard Grey. The armour is edged with Calgar Blue. All the metals are done with Stormhost Silver. Rakoff Flesh to relayer the Purity Seal and the cape before highlighting it with Pallid Witch Flesh. We highlight her face and the skull on her shoulder pad there with Pallid Witch Flesh as well. Pink Horror to highlight the Purity Seal wax. A relayer of Mephiston Red before a final highlight of Wild Rider on the cloak. Relayering Corax White on Shang's wing before we highlight Shang and the Dirge Singer with White Scar. And finally we return to Calgar Blue to pick out some of the edges on Shang there. Final details then are the eyes, so Abaddon Black, Pallid Witch Flesh to paint Kyria's eyes, and yellow there for Shang's. You can always base coat it with white to get a stronger coverage. And then we are doing the hazard stripes on the power cables, and that is our finished model, and she looks fantastic. I really enjoyed the in-depth guide they did for the Greyfax character pack, and this is easily up there on the same sort of level. So I can definitely see myself using this paint guide to get my Inquisitoraxis painted up nicely. Finally then, we have the mission and her datasheet. So she is 4 power, pretty much the same for most Inquisitors. She has a pretty high weapon skill. Ballistic skill 3+. She's only human, so she has a strength toughness of 3, 5 wounds though, 4 attacks, leadership of 9, a 3+ save. Dirge Stinger is an assault 2 weapon, strength 4, damage 2. Any 6s to wound count as AP -3. And she has a Power Fist, which is pretty much the same as a normal Space Marine Power Fist. So ×2 strength, -3, 2 damage, and -1 to the hit rolls, which is why she's got that high weapon skill anyway. So she has the Quarry rule, which we didn't get, I don't think, the full rules in the Inquisitor Greyfax pack. There's a few rules that didn't get fully fleshed out. So we have Quarry. So depending on the order you are, you get a specific Quarry. Ordo Malleus is Chaos and Demon. Hereticus is Chaos or Psyker. Xenos is anything that is not Chaos, Imperium, or Unaligned. So pretty much Tyranids, Leagues of Votan counters it. Obviously Necrons, any alien race near enough. And Ordo Minoris, you can reroll your hits against character units and also wound rolls. So yeah, really powerful ability here, making the Inquisitors very potent on the battlefield. We also have Unquestionable Wisdom. So, Unquestionable Wisdom, friendly Imperium units in 6 inches can use this model's leadership instead of their own, so that makes it pretty potent. She also has the paralysis grenades at the start of the fight phase. If you made a charge this turn, select an enemy unit within engagement range. Until the end of that phase, the enemy unit cannot be selected to fight until all other units have fought. So that's pretty cool. Her refractor field gives her a 5-up invulnerable save, and Shang allows her, when she's manifesting Smite, she can select any enemy model within 18 inches and visible to be affected instead of the closest. So she is a Psyker. She has the Smite power and also Dominate, which is a Malediction power. Casting value of 6, so selecting an enemy unit within 12 inches, that is not a vehicle, roll 3d6. If the total is equal to or greater than the model's leadership, that model can immediately shoot with one of its weapons as if it was a shooting phase, or make an attack as if it was a fight phase. In either case, treat the enemy model as if it is a separate unit that is part of your army while shooting or making the combat attack. So yeah, it allows her to basically turn one guy against the rest of the army, pretty much. And she has a command trait, so if you want to use her as a warlord, she has the Radical warlord trait. So once per battle, you can re-roll a hit, wound, damage, saving throw, psychic test, or denied a witch test for this model. Pretty cool. Making her even more durable. Really good abilities there. Then we have a tutorial on the back for Dominate and Paralysis grenades. Moving on then, we have a Void battle. So we got a big old space battle up against the Necron forces here and Inquisitor Kyria Draxus' fleet. So 75 power, uses all 4 battle mats. We have a single objective. So yeah, place a single objective at the center of the battlefield. The player then takes turn placing objectives starting with the defender. Defender places 3, the attacker places 2. The objective markers must be more than 9 inches from each other and 6 from the battlefield edge. For another capture and control mission. So yeah, looking like a pretty good battle nonetheless. And then in our final issue then we have Aluminous Zarus, who is a fantastic model. But before that, we do have a quick little fold out here. So this is the technically first page of our collect articles. So the war for Ramazus has reached its conclusion. The Necron Imperial forces clashing beneath the shadow of Kalmar's Skull's Blackstone Pylon. The outcome of this battle will decide the fate of the Ramazus system. Will humanity restore sanctity to its terror, or will the Necrons finally bring the steeled system into the fold of their ever-growing empire? So it's just a nice little lore piece that covers the war in the Ramazus system. We have a nice little fold-out hobby section decision-making chart here. So start off by selecting a faction, either Imperial or Necron. And then we can choose Have we built the full collection? If not, get building. If yes, have you painted? No, get painting. Yes, move over. Have you deployed every unit in battle? No, start playing some games. If you have yes, you move over to here. Have you recorded names and backstories for your units? If no, start doing so. And if yes, you can start reading. So, fun little thing for you to do if you are in a position where you're not too sure what to do. Yeah, really cool. And if we flip her over, we have little text for each of the factions depending on who has one. And if we fold the 2 pages together, that would make a really lovely artwork piece. Yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, that's that for that issue. So let's bring it all in. And yeah, that's it for issue 89 of Imperium. Fantastic little issue. The paint guide is really top quality, and so is the one for Aluminous Zarus, which we'll be looking at next. But yeah, nice to add a really cool character, and it's good that they've given us the full rules, which they overlooked a few of in the Greyfax pack, if I remember correctly. But yeah, looking forward to building and painting this model. So that's pretty much it for this issue. Thank you all, of course, for watching, and I will see you next time for our final Imperium journey. Thank you all again, and goodbye.